What's up guys, Edrone here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Runcam Thumb. Stay tuned. Got my 3-inch Japulora here. We're gonna put the Runcam Thumb on here. We're gonna fly it around, get some test flight, and see how it handles on the 3-inch for freestyle. See what the video quality looks like, the audio. We'll check all that out. Okay, taking a look at the Runcam Thumb packaging. We have a nice sleek box with the instructions here in the top. They are nice, clearly labeled instructions in English with nice detailed photos. Very good, very nice. Take a look at the Runcam Thumb here. You see it does have a thumb size shape and size. Definitely a small form factor action camera. Slide door here in the rear for the micro SD card slot. Definitely would actually secure that with either some tape or rubber bands just to make sure it doesn't slide off on you in flight. Okay, taking a look at the rest of the packaging, what you get included with the camera. We have some parts here in a bag. You get the charger, micro USB to USB. You get the ND filter, ND16. You get the charge cable. And you get the screws with a plastic mount that I definitely recommend not using for FPV. Coming in 7.8 grams, the Runcam Thumb with the mount coming in at 11 grams. Very lightweight. Alright, in order to go ahead and get the Runcam Thumb ready for your quadcopter, you're going to go ahead and pre-tin both wires here. Positive and negative, 2-wire. Pretty simple. Next, you're going to go ahead and find a 5-volt regulated pad on your flight controller. Go ahead and solder the red wire to your 5-volt power in and ground to any ground on the flight controller. Once you have those soldered onto your flight controller, you are ready to power up the Runcam. Get your micro SD card slot, push in. It doesn't have a spring-loaded device, but you have to push it in pretty firm and you'll feel it stop. Okay. We've got the stock mount mounted on here, and you're going to see just why I recommend not using this mount. Definitely going to want to get a TPU mount. Take a look at what happened. And you'll also notice when I take off that there is a considerable amount of jello in the footage with this mount as well. But you'll see here in a minute, the jello is really bad, and then this happens. Yeah, the lens just flies right off. So couldn't handle the jap or the wind. I guess the glue gave out on the actual lens that held it to the little cover, but the jello is really bad without the ND filter for sure. The mount is just not good. One crash like this, and yeah, stock mount completely shattered. The Runcam I spent looking for about 10-15 minutes. Finally found it in the grass, but the footage was still saved. Let's take a look at that upgraded mount flight footage. So right off the bat, I immediately noticed way less jello. Even after some of these hard maneuvers, and you can hear the prop wash, I think the footage actually stayed pretty decent, solid for the Runcam Thumb, the price point. I was really happy with this footage for, you know, my 3-inch and any kind of whoops for high definition at this price point. Not a bad image at all. And this is no stabilization. If you guys, I didn't get a chance to get this in Gyroflow, but I highly recommend checking out Propsoff. I'm going to put a link to his video, and he does an excellent comparison of what the stock Runcam footage looked like for him, and then when he put it in the Gyroflow. You can definitely see a nice upgrade. If you want to mess with the Gyroflow, absolutely. But for me personally, this is actually good enough. So this is probably what I'll be using from here on out for just my freestyle. I may dabble into the Gyroflow at another time, but actually for 3-inch, man, I'm really happy with this. Looks good to me. I got a grade on it. It looks decent enough to be able to share.
But if you're doing something professionally, then yeah, you definitely probably want to go ahead and, you know, go to the Gyroflow to get extra smooth looking footage, so cinematic, more cinematic looking. As an added bonus, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do some post stabilization here for you to show you what that kind of looks like. It's not going to be like the greatest or anywhere probably near as good as Gyroflow, but it'll show you what a little bit of processing can do to the Runcam Thumb image quality for the video, and I'll let you check that out.
Alright guys, in summary, the Runcam Thumb seems to be a very promising HD camera for small, lightweight quadcopters. It definitely got some good footage on my 3-inch Japulura, and I highly recommend this camera if you're looking to get some HD video and you want to put it on something lightweight like a whoop size or a 3-inch even for freestyle. You're going to be able to get that small form factor with the lightweight added to that. Durability seems pretty good so far. I've had a couple of tumbles with it, couple crashes, nothing has broken, and the Runcam Thumb has stayed recording each and every time. Another good thing about the Runcam Thumb is, even if you do lose power in a crash, the last file will get saved. It did not wipe out my file on the crash. Things I don't like about it really is just the mount. The mount that it comes with, the stock mount, I thought was going to be a little bit of better quality. But it's really very fragile. I don't recommend using that mount. Anything to do with FPV, anything that's going to be flying around and potentially crashing, you're going to want to stay away from that mount. I'll put a link down in the description for this mount that I picked up. It's TPU. You can find it pretty much all over the line, or you can just go ahead and order that from Runcam themselves when you order it. So I highly recommend using the TPU mount, anything to do with flying it around FPV freestyle. I really like the fact that you can basically use this as a thumb drive. You're able to leave a micro SD card in here if you don't want to worry about the hassle of taking the micro SD card in and out of the back of this. You won't have to worry about doing that because it actually treats it as a drive with a micro USB port included, so that makes it really convenient for sure. I really thought that this back door with the micro SD card was going to fly open in crashes, but it's held up really well. So yeah. Another thing I don't like about this camera obviously is the ND filter that comes with it. Guys, she was no match for the Japulura. The Japulura gave her one quick chop and the glass just flew right out. And it definitely didn't come off, like the twist part lens cover did not come off. It was the actual ND filter plastic part itself. I guess the glue just did not hold up straight for that. It wasn't good enough and the wind just blew it right off. So I highly recommend, if you're going to use some ND filters, you might want to double check, make sure that's glued down securely. If not, maybe pop it out and put some better quality glue on there to hold that in place so you don't end up losing your ND filter. The video quality for me is going to be good enough, and you can use it with the new Gyroflow. There's now a updated firmware for the Runcam Thumb that you can go ahead and download and access the Gyroflow and put this into the Gyroflow and get even better results. I don't have the new firmware at the current time of recording this video, but we have gotten confirmed from multiple sources that firmware is actually working now. You are able to use the new Runcam Thumb with the Gyroflow, which is amazing. At this price point, guys, not going to get much better for the price. I mean, you're talking about a $50 camera that's able to do 1080 60. The frame rate does drop when you use the Gyroflow. Just keep that in mind. But still, you know, even 1080 at 50 frames per second for a $50 price point, something lightweight. You don't have to worry about charging a battery, which is really nice. There's no included onboard battery. Basically, as long as you have a 5-volt and a ground off your flight controller, you could power this camera, and it doesn't use hardly any amps whatsoever to power it on and keep it running. I had no issues on my little 20x20 Mamba stack running this particular camera with the 5-volt and running my camera as well off the same 5-volt regulator, and I had zero issues. Everything was working flawlessly. So kudos to Runcam for actually putting a nice product out here for us FPV community, something small, lightweight, portable, and it seems like they've really thought about, you know, what we would want out here to put on our lightweight whoops and 3-inch frames. Thank you guys so much for watching. Link for the Runcam Thumb is down in the video description, so make sure you check that out. And until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Edrone out.